Well, I'm kind of surprised
So you
by it.
guys all
But
heard
again, you're talking about
that Paul
a
George
credible
got
general
traded
manager in
to the
Sam
Thunder.
Presti. He's going to prepare for the
And
future.
all we got was
Obviously,
Victor
they're going to
Oladipo
have a lot of faith
and
in Russell
Demarcus
Westbrook. But if this
Sabonis.
is just a one-year rental
It's
and Paul
dumb.
George decides to leave, then you're
It's
talking
just
about
dumb.
Oklahoma City rebuilding and positioning
It's just
themselves
stupid.
to do that. In the case of the Indiana Pacers, you want to guard an
And then
Oladipo who's no scrub, who can
we
play,
don't have
who's
another point guard
capable
because
of
Jeff Teague
averaging
left.
18 to 20 a
He
night.
went to
And so you look at it from
Minnesota.
that standpoint, along with the young promising
Pacers gonna be
prospect
trash.
that Sabonis appears to be, and you can understand why a move
We
like this
shouldn't
is
have
made. But
traded Paul
ultimately,
George.
you would expect more for Paul George. The
Pritchard's
problem is
stupid.
he really put the Indiana Pacers in a pinch by making sure he announced to everybody that he had every intentions of leaving Indiana, because
Now
since
he's gonna
everybody
pair up
knew
with
that he was going to leave after
Russell
this year,
Westbrook.
Indiana was forced to have to make something happen now, as opposed to waiting until the NBA's trading
have.
deadline or even until next summer for
We
something
would
to
have made the
transpire.
playoffs
So they've been in a
this year
bind
because we didn't
because
have a
of that,
point guard.
and
We
I
might
guess they
have
felt this was the best they
if
could do.
Paul George would take
Stephen
half
A.
of the
Golden
shots.
State, obviously still the
But now
top
we
dog in
suck.
all the NBA. Depending on what happens with their conversation with Andre Iguodala, San Antonio could potentially get stronger here. We know Houston already has. Where does this move put Oklahoma City now in the West?
Some of the bombs.
Personally speaking, I think it still puts them somewhere between the fourth and the fifth slot within the Western Conference. Quite possibly a berth to the second round of the NBA playoffs within the Western Conference. Again, if they're a fifth seed, they're playing a fourth seed. Anything could happen at that particular moment in time. But that's really all that I see. I don't view Oklahoma City as a powerhouse just because they have Russell Westbrook and Paul George. I think it's going to take a hell of a lot.
It's gonna take a heck of a lot more. But shut up, Stephen. Shut up, Stephen A. Smith. Sure, but they're still gonna be top 5, little boy. They're gonna be good. My 2 favorite players are on the same team. Never know. They might not do good. Guys, they might not do good. Paul George might win a ball hawk. He's not going to be as passive as KD was to Russell Westbrook. Let's watch another one. Here's another clip about Paul George getting traded. And it just happened last night.
Well, Jared, the ripple effects are so interesting to look at. As you mentioned, look, the West is loaded now. We saw, after Golden State won the title, there were a lot of people who thought, well, teams are going to kind of keep their powder dry. Nobody's going to go all in. You can't beat the Warriors. Well, look what's happened. Houston gets Chris Paul. Oklahoma City gets Paul George. And we haven't even hit free agency yet, so we don't even know what other players are going to be in play.
They talk about the West. Every team in the West is very, very good. Not every team. Most of the teams. Look at the East. Now every team is almost sucky. The East isn't going to win any championships. All the East is going to do is get to a championship and lose. Probably in 7 games. Not in 7 games. With KD still there, not in 7 games. Maybe they'll even get swept. All it's doing is getting the West stronger and the East weaker. Man, Stephen Curry needs to come to the Pacers. Kevin Durant needs to come to the Pacers. And then Klay Thompson can stay there. Draymond can stay there. We should get Lonzo Ball. But these people are stupid. Pritchard is stupid. He ain't gonna try to get those people because we need a new GM, general manager. Guys, those guys suck. Now it's Oklahoma.
NBA free agency would officially begin. We got a trade between Indiana and Oklahoma City. Paul George is going to the Oklahoma City Thunder. Twitter blew up and some NBA players reacted on Twitter. Rudy Gobert said, all right, can we just fuse the East and the West? It's getting too unbalanced. Joel Embiid said playoff spots are opening up. Hashtag the process. Miles Turner says he woke up from a 3-hour nap and he opens up Twitter and he sees the trade. Rudy Gay, who is rumored to be on Oklahoma City's free agent list, tweeted out some eye emojis. Jeremy Lin said, whoa, this is about to get wild real quick. D-Wade tweeted out, okay, OKC. CJ McCollum just tweeted out, LOL, he's always tweeting. Lou Williams said, West about to have some big all-star snubs. That's a fact. There's going to be a lot of snubs this year. Jared Dudley said, here we go. Lavoy Allen said, can y'all chill? It's not even midnight yet. Nurkic on the Trailblazers tweeted out a laughing emoji. Baron Davis tweeted out, PG and Russ, that's killer. Ty Lawson said, wow, PG.
And they're both in their prime.
Evan Fournier said, this is arguably the craziest offseason of the decade. What do you think? A lot of NBA players are just tweeting out emojis. DeMar DeRozan tweeted out one. Patrick Beverley said, the West is sick, best conference in the world. Even though the East is going to be even easier now for the Cavs and LeBron, I'm going to be glad to see some new teams in there. Like, hopefully the Sixers can mesh together and get to the playoffs. I want to see some new teams in there. Another thing about the East right now is there's literally no perimeter defenders to guard LeBron. Like, can somebody tell me who is the elite perimeter defender in the East that can at least slow down LeBron? Paul George is gone. Nope. Butler is gone. The West is just going to be a bloodbath next year. The Warriors, the Thunder, the Spurs, the Rockets. Depending on what Gordon Hayward does, if he stays, the Jazz are going to be right in the middle of that. Then you have the Blazers, the Nuggets, the Pelicans, and
Cleveland would have beat Cleveland, but nope, because Paul George misses free throws. That's only during the regular season.
NBA players who tweeted out some stuff, so I'll see you guys in my next video.
So guys, you guys might, whatever, we gotta skip through this,
GQ magazine, LeVar Ball said he just
So guys, LeVar Ball, the GOAT himself, said his middle son will not make it to the NBA. His LiAngelo averaged more points than LaMelo. Yeah, LaMelo's not going to make it. You see him, he's only like 185 and 6'3". At least Stephen Curry is 195 or whatever he is. LiAngelo's making it to the league. No doubt. He's probably going to be, all Lonzo's going to be is... It's just my thinking is he's going to just be a bench play on any good team. LaMelo's going to be a bench play on any good team. LiAngelo can be the sixth man. He's still a bench player, but the bench player, at least he'll probably get in more minutes. He'll get in more minutes than probably LaMelo and Lonzo. Because LaMelo and Lonzo too small. Then he'll work on their weight and get their strength up. LiAngelo, I think he's going to do the best in the NBA out of the Ball brothers.
Will make it to the NBA. LeVar saying, I told my boys one of them wasn't going to make it because if you've got three, only one, maybe two, is making it to the NBA. Is LeVar coming to his senses, Stephen A?
Well, you can make that argument. It seems like he's coming to his senses, but I think the key thing is that now that his son is about to be a Laker, he's primarily focused on that, and that's the way he's saying it.
We've all heard of Lonzo Ball, the number 2 pick in this year's draft. We've all heard of LaMelo Ball, the sophomore high schooler who scored 92 points in a single game. And we've definitely all heard of LeVar Ball, the GOAT. But why does nobody talk about LiAngelo Ball? What's up everybody, it's Jimmy. And before we get into today's video, I just wanted to let y'all know that yesterday we hit 75,000 subs. I challenged you guys to hit that number before July was over. I knew you guys were gonna crush it, that was way too easy. So our next goal is obviously 100,000 subscribers. And I already have a couple things in mind for the 100,000 special. So if we can hit 100,000 before August, I got a couple things in store for you guys. We're gonna be doing
guys,
some
this
giveaways,
isn't me. I'm just
contests,
watching
some other cool stuff. So stay tuned for that. If you're
JX
new,
and
welcome
Y.
to the channel.
JX my high roller.
Content around here. And if you're back for another video, let's get into it. So I want to talk about the
he had 100K subscribers. All I got is 9.
LeVar said some nonsense that needs to be addressed. Not his normal run-of-the-mill nonsense. He made a statement that really disappointed me. I've always been a big fan of LeVar, not because of his antics love and support for his sons. Sure, he is loud and obnoxious and annoying and hypocritical, but all of that aside, you have to admit the guy's a great father. He's supportive, he's involved, and he's proud of his children. In all honesty, he gasses them up, and I love it. We all need someone like that in our lives to give us confidence when everyone else is full of doubt. But last week, LeVar said something that kind of changed the way I see the man. LeVar said he doesn't think his middle son, LiAngelo, will make it to the NBA. The same guy that says he's better than Michael Jordan. The same guy that says Lonzo is already the best player in the NBA, and that LaMelo should skip college and just go straight to the NBA, has the nerve to say that his middle son won't even make it to the league. Some people see this statement as LeVar coming to his senses and just being honest, but I don't, because he's still in the news every single day saying ridiculous things. What LeVar said about his middle son is just sad and disrespectful. He hypes himself up more than his own child, but not all of them, just one. The Ball family has made appearances all over television and the internet, and in almost every single one, you will see LeVar, Lonzo, LaMelo, but no LiAngelo. And the craziest thing about LeVar's statement is there's honestly no legitimacy behind it. It would be different if LiAngelo was clearly the least talented of the three, but that's just not the case. If you've ever watched a Chino Hills basketball game, and not a highlight reel of the game, but the actual game footage, you would know that LiAngelo is a more well-rounded player than LaMelo is. LiAngelo averaged 34 points last year. 34 points. He was in the top 10 in the nation.
Told you guys, he averaged 34 points. Top 10 in the nation. Top 10 in the nation.
Scoring in one of the hardest leagues in the country. And even with all those shots LaMelo was putting up, he still managed to average just 27. Lonzo is on a different level.
LiAngelo averaged 34. Basically, 33.8. Lonzo only averaged 27.
So I won't make that comparison.
I mean, LaMelo only averaged 37.
But as far as scoring, shooting, decision-making, rebounding, post-up ability, and efficiency, Jello is a lot better than Melo. Jello is also 2 inches taller and has 60 pounds on LaMelo. Now, I have 8 siblings, 2 of which, my brothers Elijah and Gabe, are 2 and 3 years older than me. We all did sports year-round, and we were all very, very competitive. But regardless of who was better or who had the brightest future, you would never, ever hear our parents just come out and say it. Whether a parent feels their child is capable of achieving something or not, they should never share that doubt with their children, let alone the whole world, especially when they treat their other children like royalty. I don't know their relationship. Maybe LeVar has the closest relationship with Jello, and that's why he feels he can be so honest with him, but I honestly don't think that's it. What's even funnier about LeVar's statement is that in an earlier interview, he said LiAngelo is built just like he was in high school and has the same exact game. So LeVar, the man who claims he could have beaten Michael Jordan in his prime, says his son, who has the same exact play style and build, won't even make it to the NBA. I've always thought a lot of the crazy, unbelievable things LeVar has said about his sons was just his way of supporting and encouraging them. But now I'm starting to think, is this really just a ploy to help his brand and improve his image? When he
Alright, guys. It's a nice video. Subscribe. Leave a like. Peace.